Actually, I would be going to blacksmith because I do have a whole bunch of gear that we need to see about passing off.
Understood. You go through the commercial district. There's a lot of hubbub. There's people going on. The Desert Road Forge and Shoeing up and running. As you walk by, you actually happen to see two kids go up and actually steal a pail of metal tongs and horseshoes as you go by.
Can I grab these kids?
You can.
Instead of going up, I just float my hands and just
Go ahead and attempt. I think it would probably be strength against their dexterity.
What dice?
It would be a D20. It's going to be the biggie one. Oh, well.
That'll be 16, sir.
16.
You do have a -1, so it's 15, but they rolled a 2. So you have been able to reach out and grab probably the kid with the tongs, and this kid's going to be kicking, let go of me, and then just notice that there's no body to the hands.
You're going to freak him out.
Drops the tong. Looks at the party, the Wendigo, and
I whisper in the distance. Have you paid for that kid?
Full form now, or
yeah, I'm stuck in that form now. I don't think I can turn it off.
Oh, see that I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm like this permanently now.
No,
I don't look normal.
No.
Is there any reason why you haven't paid for that kid?
Tries to look tough.
Be honest
Cheers.
with me. I can tell on
Roll
your
a
face.
persuasion, which is the same as your performance. So you're going to try to...
I got 7.
Nat wanted.
And Nat 1.
Yeah.
It entered in my possession. That's what happened.
I got a 7. Plus...
Can you come closer? Because I'm still thinking there's a distance. You gotta whisper something. The kid's looking around into the crowd.
Yeah, I'm looking for his buddies as well because I know he's part of this group.
I come closer.
Us to steal things.
20.
Okay, you get a 20. You look in the crowd and you see a man in a dark robe, and there is the light symbol on that robe. It would be hard to notice if you didn't have your thieves' cant.
I have.
Of a silver hand print. And this reminds you of similar business that was done in your hometown.
I want to ask the kid something. So, why do they train you?
Let him.
We're small, and people don't question us.
Well, do you want to do this even?
The money and being homeless and
Let him
help
go.
us to make the big time.
So, who is this person who's training you?
Don't beat me.
Huh?
Don't
Let
beat me,
him
mister.
go.
Oh. I can help you out. I understand what it's like to not be, let's say, appreciated. Come with me, and I'll help you out as much as I can. I have riches.
Just try to squirm.
Can I take a glance at the shop? How much were the tongs anyway?
It wasn't even something for sale. This was equipment being used. This was a tool for producing product, not product.
How can I actually convince them that I actually feel remorseful
but
for
even
them?
tongs are cheap.
They're very confused and scared. There's a level of abuse being done to this kid by this organization, and
I feel like
he's very
Taro,
scared.
Going going with past knowledge was the best way to resolve this without the kid getting overly reamed. Because I know he's going to get smacked for this anyways. But to reduce the...
Probably the best thing is to let him go off with the tongs.
I have my own plans here.
Yes.
Of course.
But
Don't tell
has
me
the
what to
shop
do.
noticed the tongs yet?
No. There's starting to become somewhat of a scene, but you can hear work being done where they're not.
I picked the kid up under my arm and walked to alleyway
Can I follow them, please?
with tongs.
Okay.
Well, there are no tongs on the ground.
There are no tongues on the ground.
There are no tongs
Can
on
I,
the ground.
There are no tongues on the ground.
Stealthily follow them to the point where they don't know.
You would have to do a perception. You would have to do a stealth roll against everyone's perception, and I mean, you can certainly try.
I'm just going to continue to Desert Rose and just assume that this is just a matter of thieves amongst thieves.
Let me just roll again.
That was very similar to the one because it was a one. No.
Need easier to read dice. Those
Yes,
ones are very
those
hard
are
to
pretty
read.
bad. You're stealthing as they're going to there. There is an alleyway in which, this guy's probably not hiding very well.
Well, I get just out of view of that guy,
Mm-hmm.
hand the tongs to the kid, and I say, run fast now. And I let him go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I stumble after him like he slipped out of my hands.
The kid would dart off and would go to whatever his connections are to complete his little mission.
Can I speak to...
To who?
What's your character's name again?
Jackson.
Can I speak to Jackson?
I don't know, can you?
I think that's a pretty obvious answer.
Okay.
Don't you see this, half oval on my face? That's called a mouth, buddy.
But is any intellectual words come out of it?
I think you just heard that a second ago. So can I please speak?
1,000 monkeys, 1,000 typewriters.
Eventually you'll get Shakespeare.
I think we could have helped that kid a lot more than make
We
him.
are helping him.
We could have helped him in a way different way.
I've been in that situation. It's best for him to succeed and learn a lesson versus him not succeed and get his teeth knocked out.
Or we could do a little bit of both and just have him not go back to wherever he's from.
There's the thing.
What do you mean?
I'm now an ally.
You mean?
Meaning, I have an in with them and I have a better position to save more than just one. Because you know how many they have?
No.
It's not just one kid. I'm not looking at saving one.
Wasn't there two, though?
Oh, there's more than two. You're looking at a huge operation that's... they have easily 50 to 100 kids, possibly for a place this large.
I've met those kids, so I don't feel any remorse for them at all. I've met these kids. I've seen their fear on their face, and I specifically want to save these two. I specifically want to save these kids. At least,
Alright, let me put it to you this way. Why have a chocolate bar we can have a chocolate factory.
So now you're just painting yourself as the villain at this point.
Oh, I never once said I was good. Never once, did I, sir?
And I never said I was good, but I also never said I was bad.
Clearly, your actions speak otherwise.
No, she didn't say it though. That's the thing.
He didn't say, but his actions speak volumes. Not that
I can understand wanting to save, wanting to help, and strictly I do too. But the amount of effort needed, you wouldn't save him because he's part of a family.
Is that a family he wants to be a part of?
No,
Exactly.
but it's a family that he's forced to be with and has no choice and no understanding otherwise.
So why can't we save him of this family, if you would even call it that? It
And
certainly doesn't
that
sound like one
is
to me.
one of my goals. Now that I know it exists here, it is a target. If you want to save that kid, and apparently another one that you've seen, then work with me and we can get them freed. If we don't do this right, they will be injured or killed.
I think I'll trust you on that one.
Most appreciative, sir.
Sir is way too formal for me. I'm sorry. I may be a businessman.
I just call you shape thing.
That is very.
Not that I'm there right now talking to you.
Oh, where
See-
is Rails then?
That would
He's still trying to.
that would be
What's the best
considered
rules?
that would be considered racist in like the 1900s in my world.
Okay.
All right.
Not anymore.
Harold. Keep an eye out if you see any more, and if you see any individuals, and I describe the symbol.
Which then flashback you would think and be like, oh yeah, I've kind of seen that symbol. Because he's a rogue and has the thieves can't.
Get information on them. Keep track of who, how many, where they're at, and any other information you can gather on them without raising suspicion. Eyes and ears do volumes. Mouths and fists causes issues.
I'll silently nod and say, I don't make deals, but I do make choices. I raise my hand for a handshake. Be careful, they're gonna crumple my hand. Chill.
I think we can go off to the Desert Rose. There is a woman, probably dark hair, that's kind of like, what would be the cut, like the stereotypical Cleopatra kind of thing going on with black hair. Tufts of hair, kind of, two tufts of hair kind of like sticking a little wildly on the sides. And she would be working some sort of metal device, kind of like a flattening one out, like into some sort of shape. She would turn, be like, "Go!" Like
I have the
very scared, and would like put distance with the hot metal.
Don't worry, I'm in the business of repair. I bring out like a rusty trident that I have for a while back. Do you think this could be restored to any capacity?
She would say, "Put down the metal." I guess not used to so many strange people, but I guess I'm pretty strange. Yes, it could. I don't know if it'd be as cost effective to you.
I have my reasons for wanting to restore it.
She would say, give me 3 days. Probably costs maybe 5 pearls.
Pearls? What does that translate into, like, gold? Or is there an exchange in currency that I need to know?
It's about equivalent here, but most people deal with a system of pearls and sand dollars and teeth. It's about the equivalent of copper and gold. It has a lot to do with controlling power and having, I guess, state identity, I guess.
Identity.
I mean, I can take gold. I can easily do that. My people have for a while.
So the exchange equivalent would be about 5 gold pieces, right?
Equivalent, yeah. Us forages and maybe the dwarves around town will take that kind of money, but some of the locals will probably find it offensive.
What is so offensive about gold?
It's the idea of it's against our state identity. We're used to around, I guess, the body of water that used to be here, trade in local things. Also, the idea of druids. Those are more natural things. Shark teeth fall out once in a while and becomes a very currency. It's essentially their copper. Sand dollars have always been a currency out here around coastal regions, and pearls have always had value too.
Hero.
Alright. If you resort this, would you be able to give it a light blue aesthetic? Would that be in the extra?
That would require something like cobalt or something. It would be a different metal. I may have to coat the rest and then make that. That would probably cost you 2 or 3 more gold pieces. So it'd be about 8. I would have to go see if the mining operation has some. Now, if you would have some on hand, I can do it for no extra cost.
Unfortunately, I do not, but I do agree to the terms and conditions right there. In fact, I'll make it a little sweeter for you. 10. 10
Oh.
gold pieces.
That's very generous of you.
Would a Pero be hearing this conversation?
Well,
Actually, no, you'd be across the busy street with people near an alleyway from this location. Within eyesight, but not necessarily earsight, because they're within the store.
I will be heading there eventually.
Yep.
Once we're caught up to that point.
I guess that's up to Caro and Jackson if their conversation outside, and if you knew he was going there. So if you want to now enter the store.
I want to enter.
Okay, so there is. I don't know if I actually said her name. Anwe.
Onward.
Yes.
More freaks just entered our store.
A shape photo of the store.
Sir,
Browse the selection after I.
why are you bringing in your kite?
It just blew in.
I don't see any strings on them.
It's a new invention, stringless kite.
Oh,
It flies itself.
you know you're far too old to be playing with such things.
I gotta invent them and test them out myself first before I give them to kids. Otherwise,
you're-
they might blow up. I don't want them to
Is this
blow
a shopkeeper?
Yes. So you're a toy maker.
I make many things,
I have.
but I do have a few items that I do need to see about selling when you are available.
Something. What if the shopkeeper slightly hears Pero laugh a little bit, still thinking this is a kite? Just hears me laugh slightly.
I don't know if she would put it to that. She'd say, yes, sir, I will get to this as soon as I can take care of this. You said sell,
Yes.
as in you have something in which I can purchase, where you...
Yes.
Okay.
Hopefully that you will purchase. If not, you will know who best to sell this to.
Understood.
I
She'd
want
brush
to
herself
whisper
off.
something.
like metal
I want
workers,
to whisper
heavy,
or
small.
something. Purchase me.
Purchase
Purchase me.
Yeah, 20, so she'd be like,
As I said, I haven't gotten all the kinks worked out yet. That's why it's not being sold to kids yet.
it's enchanted? With
How
like
do you think it
the
flies
magic
without
mouth?
strings?
Her handling is like, would you be ticklish? You'd need a
Yes,
roll.
I would. I would.
This is a person.
Yeah, it is.
This doesn't do well for.
He likes practical jokes, so I have to play along with it. Otherwise,
No.
he pranks me.
I am rather suspicious of you two.
Why me? What did I ever do to you?
Still like. What are you?
I haven't figured that one out yet.
I'm.
I wish I knew, so I could tell you.
I'm just putting
Y'all
distance.
haven't known what I am.
I don't know. You want to buy him? He makes a great kite.
Y'all don't know what I
We
am.
don't buy people here. Not anymore.
Would that
Not
te-
anymore.
Would that technically be slavery?
She'd say, well, I mean, just watch who you call dirt. And she would continue.
Well, besides that one, I bring a lot of other oddities, so apologize for confusing you.
Okay.
I don't get a chance like that very often for a little bit of humor.
All right.
Do you guys still not know what I am? Isn't it obvious? I'm just a parallelogram. Like, or if you
would
want
not
to
be educated in that way. To
or
have
if
known
you
that.
want to be more fancy with it, what you would call a diamond, because I've done stuff that is certainly worth that much.
Okay. Very weird.
I told the shroud.
As I said.
Self promotion.
Yes.
So what is it that you have?
Some armor.
Okay.
I pull out some specialized armor from the one individuals. The altered full plate, the bulletproof vest, and the altered Kevlar.
Okay.
Couple suits.
The altered armor. The armor was Hans's armor, right? Was it the pink armor?
No, from when we got from
it
the
was
one
all
guys
the Kevlar.
that from the guys that were that we
She
fought.
would say, I have never seen anything like this. She says, this is armor? This feels like fabric.
And it's
It's like metal bars or...
high grade defense.
Huh.
Can I say I would like to purchase something?
She was saying, as soon as we do this trade, and then I'll take care of you.
What would strike your fancy in this?
She would say, I would have no idea how to suggest the negotiations for something like this. I guess there's people I could find that would be interested.
Now,
But
there are a group of individuals that do have access to this. And they...
is there a demonstration of its sturdiness? This just seems like fabric. I don't want to be hornswoggled.
I grab one of the bulletproof vests. Do whatever you want with this one.
What one?
I grabbed one of the bulletproof vests.
I guess she would test, like, with a dagger and notice that would, for how light it is, its sturdy nature. She'd say, oh, okay, that's
And
quite interesting.
this one and this one only get tougher. This one, as far as I understand, is almost equivalent to full plate.
It's quite interesting. Maybe study where we can get someone to reproduce this, because I have never seen anything of this sort. I can offer you, I think, within supplies, it's business. Maybe 200 for these. If you don't find that,
Well-
maybe the mining operation would find this useful.
Well, like you said, if you can reverse engineer it and make your own, that's a mountain of pearls.
It is. It is.
You
I'm
have,
not one
you
for
have a
fabric using.
severe opportunity here.
Give a persuasion roll to see if you can get a better offer.
Yeah, 9.
Should say 200 is probably the best that I can. It's good, but it's kind of in hard times lately. Being a smithy in a druid city is not
Well, seeing how
good
this
for
is
running things,
fabric.
which I am not skilled in.
Okay, well then, might have to move this to a different individual.
Yes, understood. I will keep this to myself, though, not wanting to put a mark on it.
But as far as a smithy goes, you deal with weapons as well, right?
She would say that's more my wheelhouse. Yes.
Chunk. Chunk, chunk. Pull out a shotgun and 2 sidearms. And
These are.
this goes with this one, and these go with these. They're ranged weapons. I pull out the ammo to go with them.
Yeah. You pick up the ammo. Look at it. Says this does something.
Just make sure that this tube is pointing away from you at all times. I've been hit with one of these. Oh, I'd rather be shot with an arrow.
She would actually give it a smell. Oh. I think I have an idea. She would say, I can definitely use these. So how many you had? You had a shotgun and
2 sidearms.
she says I could probably offer something more significant. 350 gold equivalent in pearl. There's an exchange. It was mentioned it was the caster exchange that's at the corner of this in the residential. About 650. This gives me some ideas.
That's about 350 pearl, and roughly about how much would that be? Because I don't know the conversion tables.
Well, it's about equivalent to say, and she would offer 650, no 350. She's her brain's wheeling on. I think I get the mechanism to at least the bullet element and fair sidearm to disassemble should put together and
Well,
some
let's
thoughts.
try this. Instead of selling these to you, I create business with you for production.
Listening.
I'm thinking long-term wealth, not just immediate. I know I do need loose change right now. That's unfortunate. But I'm wanting to see where we can go with this.
Listening.
Obviously, you need the materials to research. And unknown of how much you're going to be charging these for when you do manage to get them up and running. So let's look at 100 gold for now, and once you get production created and running, $5 per weapon made, and obviously the ammunition you'll be going through a lot more. 0.01% per dozen.
Sorry, what was that? I'm just seeing. Try and check up on the whole Ramon thing and Lyric. If you can't keep your dice to yourself, no, you already lost one up near. I'm sorry, I was checking. He seems to have not. I don't think he's gonna make it.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Let me know when you're fully focused. Sorry. No, it is what it is.
Actually, when is your heart out?
It'll be around 4:20 or so. I got work at.
Okay, so I am right by saying it's about half done and might not be worth his time because then he'll show up for. If he leaves now, takes him to 45 minutes, and then you'll have an hour.
Yeah.
I guess he didn't know what time it started, even though that was in the group chat.
I even double checked to check myself.
Yeah, double check it.
I'm so sorry. Yes, I got you got my full attention.
100 gold right now off the bat. These are yours plus ammunition for you to research.
Understood.
Once you get the understanding and production going, 5% per firearm and 0.01% per dozen of the ammunition. Because obviously the ammunition you're going to be selling a lot more than the actual.
That's quite reasonable.
Let's fill out
documentation
and get this signed out.
There would be
I know there's probably
something that they would
because I will be doing a lot of traveling, so unfortunately I'm going to have to rely on you to keep track of the sales.
So that's possible.
If not, a good third party to do that as well would be almost preferable. So that way we know we both of us are not going to get shanked later because I can't say you owe me more. And
should say we can hire spell writers to have things delivered and whatnot. So,
Is there anything?
And
what does
who would be good to pass this armor off to as well?
I believe the dwarves and the mines may have find this as more of an attractive deal.
All right, so
okay. In Pero, you wanted to purchase something.
Yeah.
What was the idea of something you would purchase? The things on hand would be things like daggers, swords, armors, basic tools that would be made out of
I
metal.
wanted to explain what I wanted.
Tent spikes
from
and whatnot.
this person.
Okay.
yeah,
And you can request.
Let me think for a second.
Okay, as you're thinking, I'm going to go off to Nicholas. You chime up when you have found something you would want. Yes.
Would I be able to look around to see if anything was magic via like a check?
You could easily ask, and there seems to be this person does not deal in magical wares. It's very mundane metalworking.
May I take a look around just in case she happens to?
You can try. Maybe something is
something that she isn't aware of.
Roll a perception.
tissues behind you.
Those are not. Let's see if I have. That isn't. That was a thing I cleaned off the erase board. I see if I find any.
Yeah, that's a 4. I suppose I won't go and find it.
We've been having issues with rolls. Oh.
It's this heavy die.
Let me go find.
I have another deal I would like to do this shop.
Feel the weightiness on this die. Be careful, it's spiky. It's like,
That's what she said. Almost
Holy-
lost it. Put out your hand.
feel like it's like a real weighty die.
I can just hear the weight of it just by the gentle set down on the table.
I have another
there's a dent in
deal
there.
that I think the shopkeeper would like.
You have a deal for.
I think I have another deal I think the shopkeeper would like.
Don't forget what's at stake if you start trouble.
And I,
So far, I haven't
It's a-
considered what you've done
No.
trouble so far.
this isn't trouble. It's more of a service for the service. In a way.
A service order?
What's going on?
I have a deal.
You are soliciting a service for them?
Yes, she.
I have a deal for the shopkeeper too.
Okay, then state
So
it.
how long have you been shopkeeping?
She would say I've been working here for probably 4.5 years.
I haven't been in the business, if you will. They're CEO of a popular company where I'm from, right? Wouldn't even know what CEO means.
Probably not. Oh,
Well,
here.
leader of a popular
Can
company.
imply that you're saying you're important.
And I've been in that business. I've been growing my business since 14, 15-ish. Right?
Okay.
So, I
How
need
old are you again?
I think it's 21.
Yeah.
Kara's apparently 21.
The drinking age.
And I need a service. And I'll give you a service. Let me explain the terms of this deal before I explain
Okay.
what it is. See, if you do this service for me, I'll do this service for you completely for free. You don't have to give me any money. Your money, to me, where I'm from, is not as valuable. See, I take USD and you guys don't have it here. The United Shapes dollar.
The United Shapes. So
And-
I ain't far from calling us shapes.
See, here's what I want. See, would you love more sales? Way more sales, and you don't even have to pay me any money to get way more sales.
Rails is just rolling us
Okay.
Oh, this
See-
eccentric man. This
Don't
what is he
worry.
going to do this?
You're gone from your shop. I can help run it. I won't cause any trouble, I promise. No, I'm actually not gonna
She
cause
said,
trouble.
that sounds absolutely horrible.
No,
I slowly begin
but
to just laugh
see,
under my breath.
you
hearing
could-
that.
You could imagine that you haven't seen much of me or something like me around before. See, I don't believe in coincidences, so it wouldn't
Oh,
make
boy.
sense for me to be the only one here of my kind. So help find someone like a 2D shape like me for me, please, and I'll help you get riches.
You charlatan.
She would keep putting on that. She would think, and she says, "Are you applying for a job?"
Basically, but even after
Those
you,
are a lot of words just to say, "Hey, are you hiring?"
I'll help. I'll be your best employee. Help you get the most sales as long as you
I
find
feel
out.
so sorry for you.
As long as you help me find another one of my kind.
He's looking for love in all the wrong places.
She would please roll a d20 and add your
No,
persuasion.
Does she have like gemstones in there, like for sale in there?
I got a 12.
Maybe you have a 12 plus your 11.
If you're looking for love, I think I found it. I just pointed to the basket of like gems.
No.
You look over, there's Jim Cut.
Just got gems.
Reminds you of your shapes.
I just want another shaped 2D person. Well, you want it 2-dimensional.
She would say, "When are you available to work?"
Anytime.
Like
I
immediately.
mean,
Immediately.
there's schedules,
I don't have-
and you look like you're busy with your friends here.
Like
You'd
I
be
said,
stuck
I got my
here for a
distance,
while.
but I guess from the chuckles and stuff, like yeah, implied I know him.
You're weird enough.
She would say if it,
Weirdness attracts.
Yeah, apparently with this group, yes.
I can help you sail.
she'd say, "Well, here,"
You rub
and
them
would
off.
go to her desk and grab
And
some papers.
Sorry.
She would say, "Can you hand these flyers out?"
Of course.
Oh, so it's kind of like a mission in Kingdom Hearts 2, where you just place them out like the competition.
The complex issue of trying to give Lyric what he wants and also be able to let the party move where they will be. Because then I would be like, "Hey, Lyric, you can go back
How
upstairs.
about,
You're working for
You
the
know
rest
how
of the
she
game."
said for flyers?
Yeah.
Why can't I go on the mission with the party and just hand out flyers to whoever I see? Wouldn't she have?
That's the whole point, she says.
And when you return, I'll give you many, many more business tips to get way more sales.
I think she's experienced
Pat
enough.
you on the back. Sure will. Now, please. Go hand out the flyers.
Yes, yes.
Alright, let's move on. But yeah,
Okay, is all business taken care of? Did
Yeah,
you have
For this location, yes.
my perception didn't like even make a dent into hope of
Okay.
hope of finding anything
Is there anything else that you're looking for in the area? You're out there passing flyers. If you want to roll me a d20 and just see the result of your flyer passing
In this
I-
location,
for this location,
I
yeah.
will hand out. Would I be able to help him with
10.
this? With,
Nope, he didn't see the kid stealing the flyer.
would I be able to hand him like a cowbell, like to get people's attention?
That would
helps
be-
out with his-
That would be assistance. It would be with advantage. Go ahead and roll again. We'll
He's a
take the
floating
highest.
trapezoid.
Does it-
12.
Okay.
Well, this is the most behaved.
A few
he's been
people
in a
hand it
while.
to you. You
I want
like
to encourage this.
grab your flyers. You like have to reach out as people pass by, and then they take it. Like
And
there's
just
a
floating
standoffish nature.
hands for some people. They don't even see me for some people.
Here,
Like
now
you
that-
see, just magic hands. Just, like,
You do
leave it.
hear a kid say, "Mommy, there's another one."
What do you mean another one? Like,
Do you ask the kid? You overhear this as they walk by.
is this the same thieves kids?
No, there is a lot of kids compared to other locations because this is rather stable. Like you would have seen more kids definitely than what a dry dock would have had.
You know-
Definitely more kids than the college town. But there was the kid
I
that was
would,
looking at the turtle
I would,
doing tricks.
just to be in case to make sure our new business deal doesn't lose sales by stealing, I would slyly follow these to gather more information as Jackson told me to do.
Wrong
That's
kid.
Wait, what do you mean wrong, kid?
This is a kid with their mom.
Yeah, I just threw in a joke of you didn't see the kid stealing another kid stealing a flyer. Of course, you're giving them out for free,
I won't.
so they aren't technically stealing.
it's,
I,
like, it's like free balloon day.
I listened to Jackson, and instead of saying
We
anything,
stole a flyer. We gotta turn ourselves in.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Okay, just listening to Jackson, I just quietly give the boy and his mother a flyer and then just walk away.
So, what other places you want, or where else do you want to go? As you're walking down, I'll at least tell you this. Just kind of have a map in my head. As you're walking down, you do notice that the stores begin to clear out as it gets closer up to the mountains, and that there seems to be a rather old hut kind of up there. A large hut, but it's kind of crude, made of wood, which references a bathhouse.
Can I
Oh, bath episode
give? Can
of
I
an
give the hut the flyer?
Yes, you can go up there and.
You know what? I'm all for it. Bathhouse. Can't remember the last time I had exactly a bath.
You can
I
actually
think
go.
this is blood from that one dinosaur still on me.
Well, unlike you guys, I got plenty of water to clean myself, but I wonder how they got so much water.
It is ran.
That is a good question.
It is ran by an otter person.
I probably shouldn't say that. I know your fear otters, so I wouldn't
No,
trust.
go ahead.
I
Part of
wouldn't
it's a
trust.
parody. It's a large otter person.
Okay.
He's running the bathhouse. There's a few humanoid, as far as you know, humans that also are working alongside this person. There's nothing different. You don't even see pointy ears. So.
I just give everyone their flyer.
I assume that there's some
Thank you,
sort of
thank you.
like billboard with like prices or something for bathhouse or something.
Yeah, it would be the equivalent of half a gold piece, which would be 5 silver.
Yeah, I'll go with full gold piece on them. I don't really.
You got a lot of water here. With all the water disappearing, I'm surprised you have any.
You would say, yeah, but we have people with particular talents, if you will. It has been strange having to work with. I know there is a context for this word in fantasy, but it has nothing to do with trees in this world. Dealing with Sylvans, but fine. Kind of just like an exiled people. They have natural talents.
So what I'm getting is aquamancy or something like that. Water. Hydromancy.
The otter would say similar trait. Yes. Though the human-esque employees that now you can imply are the Sylvans kind of snicker at this comparison.
And I walk up to the otter. Well,
Yeah.
What you would define as walk for me. Float up to the otter.
You Rayman your way.
But I say, who are these people with these talents of water?
They are Sylvans. They're an old dying race. There's several that are here. One of the founders of this place was one. They have an unusual tie to nature. They would argue calling their abilities magic. It's something inherently a natural ability of theirs. You would hear one of these two people, because there would be like a male and a female standing around, call it soul art, if you will.
Solar.
Yeah.
What would it be considered in magical terms? Hydromancy, aquamancy?
Hydromancy or aquamancy would be equivalent for like a magical phrase. In this world, using the phrase mancery or whatever to describe magical means of manipulating the elements is actually a historically politically correct term in world. So chronomancy, hydromancy, chronomancy, because one would be time and one would be ice. Pyromancy or whatnot. Necromancy would be to explain something that doesn't exist, but there was even an issue where even the other magical schools tried to